Welcome home, my leadership friends. 14 rules of power and influence. We'll look at some biblical ideas and ideas from Henry Ford. Welcome home, my leadership friends. Today we're going to talk about power and influence, what they are, how they're different, and how to use both wisely. We might even touch a little bit on happiness. Stanford's Jeffrey Pfeffer says power is a fundamental to life, and John Maxwell reminds us leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Jim Rowan adds success is something you attract by the person you become. Harvard's Joseph Nye calls power the ability to affect others to get outcomes through force, persuasion, and attraction. Let's make it real. Few leaders illustrate this better than Henry Ford. He turned power, industrial power, financial power, to influence that shaped how we all lived. Other car companies would fail without government bailouts. Ford Motor Company survived. Why? Because Ford built on value, innovation, and influence, not just raw power. Behind me, I have a Ford Model A, and my dad had one of those with a rumble seat as a collector car. The plane behind that actually is powered by a flathead V8 Ford motor. At the Hood River Aviation Museum in Hood River, Oregon, they have a Ford chainsaw. Ford has done a lot of things, including a few airplanes, most famously to me, the Ford Trimotor. Part 1, power versus influence. Power is the ability to compel. Do it because I said so. Influence is the ability to inspire. Do it because you believe in it. Henry Ford had both. He had power as a titan of industry, but his influence came from giving the average person freedom. It's a great feeling to have a car to be able to go where you want to go, when you want to go. When the Model T came off the assembly line, it wasn't just a car. It was this statement that this is for everyone. The Bible says, not by might nor power, but by my spirit. Zechariah 4:6. True leadership is not just power, it's spirit-led influence. Part 2 of this podcast is the 14 rules of power and influence. Let's walk through 14 rules with Henry Ford showing us how they play out in real life. Get out of your own way. Ford failed multiple times before the Model T. He didn't let failure define him. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Define your identity before others do. Ford wasn't just another car maker. He branded himself as the man who would put America on wheels. Like Bill Gates was going to put a personal computer in every home. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine in Matthew 5:14-16. Break the rules, but wisely. Others built luxury cars. Ford broke the rule. He built one car for the common man, cheap and reliable. He could only get it in black. You must obey God rather than human beings. Acts 5:29. The dark side of power. When power goes wrong, it looks like endless lawsuits and legal battles. People destroy competitors instead of building value. Ford had enemies, but his strategy wasn't to sue them. It was to outproduce them. Do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court. Proverbs 22:22-23. Show up powerfully. Ford wasn't flashy, but he carried a presence. Confident, decisive, focused on results. The righteous are as bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:1. Build a reputation that precedes you. People didn't say a car, they said, that's a Ford. That's brand influence. A good name is more desirable than great riches, Proverbs 22:1 says. Network relentlessly. Ford's friendships and investors, like the Dodge brothers, were critical early on. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Control the narrative. Ford told a story. I'm not making cars for the rich. I'm making cars for you. That narrative shaped America. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Give credit, take responsibility. Ford often credited his workers, discipline, and then he paid them well. The famous $5 workday. Do nothing out of selfish ambition. Value others above self. Philippians 2:3. Use power, don't just collect it. Ford invested power back into production constantly, improving the assembly line. Faith without works is dead. James 2:17. Model the behavior you want. Repeated. Ford lived frugally, worked tirelessly, and expected the same method. Set an example in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. Serve first, lead second. By making cars affordable, Ford served America before serving himself. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Mark 10:43. Tell stories, not just facts. Our brains are set up for stories. The story wasn't new car specs. It was freedom for the farmer, dignity for the worker. Jesus spoke to the crowd in parables. Matthew 13:34. Multiply others' power. Ford gave ordinary families the ability to travel, expand businesses, and dream bigger. His workers earned wages, the middle class. Entrust to reliable people who will teach others. 2 Timothy 2:2. Aim for positive influence, not just power. This is a big one for me. Ford Motor Company is the only major U.S. car maker that survived the 2008 crisis without a bailout. Why? Influence built on value lasts longer than power propped up by politics. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Philippians 4:5. Part 3, happiness. What's the end game? Is it just power? No. Even influence by itself is incomplete. I really like Harvard's Arthur Brooks, and he has a lot of podcasts and things you can subscribe to, including a new book that I just bought. The true measure is happiness, according to him, and happiness comes from 3 sources: work you enjoy, relationships you love, and faith in something greater, meaning greater than yourself. Henry Ford understood this. He once said, "There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we've accomplished something." The Bible echoes this. Ancient wisdom. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. Happiness isn't found in crushing competitors, in court, or hoarding power. It's found in building, creating, and serving, and lifting others. The one-word definition of leadership I've shared with you from San Chan is others. And here we go. End of show. So as you lead this week, remember Henry Ford's lesson. Don't just chase power. Use your influence to create value, build something that lasts, and anchor it in God's wisdom and joy. Empower your leadership and elevate your image with God in mind. Make it a great week and bless your week. Thank you. And if you want to get more information, don't forget to go to beauleadershipgroup.com and email me.